What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you my review plus on-feet video of the brand new Raised on Concrete pack colorway of the Nike Hypervenom Phantom 3 Elite. A kind of unusual colorway of a boot that seems to have fallen out of favor within Nike's lineup. Not because they're bad, not because stuff that has come out is way better, but mainly because it's just kind of the oldest model now and people tend to get hyped about new products. This is just a new colorway, not a brand new boot. They're almost 2 years old now and due to be replaced sooner rather than later. But does that mean that this is a bad option in today's current lineup from Nike as well as what's on offer from other brands? That's what I'm going to be discussing in today's video, because personally, I still think that this is a very, very solid option depending on what you're looking for. We're also going to take a look at how these fit and feel on feet and essentially cover everything that you need to know. So if you want to learn more about these, please stick around and watch the entire video. And if you're interested in a pair for yourself, I'll leave a little pop-up on screen, or you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $250 retail price. If you guys do end up enjoying the video, don't forget to support it with a like. And if you're new here watching for the first time, don't forget to hit that subscribe button along with the little bell notification for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. Included with the boots is the new silver and black Nike box that you'll get with any of the top end models now. And you'll also get a string bag that is wolf gray or a light gray for the bag itself. It has dark gray strings. It's got a very subtle gray on gray pattern, that same pattern you find on the upper running throughout the entire bag. And then the light crimson kind of orangish pinkish red color for the Hypervenom and Nike swoosh branding there on the front. It's a simple bag, but I actually really like the way that it looks. So for that reason, the string bag score is a 10 out of 13. So to start things off, let's take a closer look at the colorway that is notably different than the other Raised on Concrete pack boots. Obviously the Tiempos are black and kind of look like their own thing, but the Phantom Vision and the Mercurials are kind of that light wolf gray, which you do have some of here at the heel, but the majority of this upper is that light crimson color, which ends up looking more orange in person rather than red or pink. And it's one of those weird colors where depending on where it's used on the particular boot, it ends up looking more pink, more red, more orange. On this shoe though, it definitely looks orange. And actually the whole color scheme as a whole reminds me a lot of the launch colorway for the Mercurial Superfly 1 that didn't actually end up coming out, which I actually have. The design is basically reversed, but you guys get the idea as far as colorway similarity is concerned. This Superfly 1 technically never came out. This is a pre-production sample. They ended up releasing as Vapor 5s instead, but I actually really like this color combo looking back, and to see the two side by side, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. Another thing that you might notice that we have seen on a few colorways of the Hypervenom Phantom is the positioning or lack thereof of the Nike swoosh here at the front. There just isn't one. Instead, filled in the cracks between all the texturing is a little bit more of that wolf gray, kind of a silver color, which looks pretty cool. And instead they moved the Nike swoosh back to the heel. So you can see the heel on either side has a backwards Nike swoosh, nothing at the front, which actually I think looks pretty cool given the two-tone design that they've gone with here. I really like the accent at the heel. The swoosh itself, as you can see, is a darker gray, which also matches the darker gray sole plate. This not having a wearable finish, by the way, that is just the color of the plastic. So overall, I really like this colorway of the Phantom 3. I know we've seen a lot so far, but this is definitely one of my personal favorite out of all the brighter ones. Let me know what you guys think though down below in the comments. Which brings us to the main question and kind of the main point of this video. Is the Hypervenom Phantom 3, either the low or the DF variation, still a viable option for a top end model given what's now on offer from Nike, Adidas, and any other brand for that matter? Because these have been out for a little while now. And the answer to that question is yes. This is still a very, very good shoe. I've talked about this on the channel before. Newer does not mean better. Just because the Mercurials and the Phantom Visions and the Tiempos are newer in comparison to the Hypervenom Phantom 3, this was good when it came out and it's still good now, and it will be good pretty much forever. Even if they make it to Hypervenom Phantom 9, which I don't think that they will, this will probably be the last one based on how it's looking, this will always be a very good shoe in regards to what it has on offer. Again, no boot will put you at an actual advantage when it comes to performance. So if you like the way that these feel, if you like the way what they have on offer, you're going to have a positive experience with with them, which means yes, they are still a viable option if you're on the market for a top-end model that happens to be a Hypervenom Phantom 3. While they've been out for a while, just to quickly run down what you get with the Hypervenom Phantom 3 Elite, it's a full Flyknit upper with an interesting 3D texturing. It's now the only Flyknit boot left from Nike, given that the Magistas are now done, that maintains the 3D texturing, which actually feels really, really good. Basically, it just adds a little bit of padding to the upper without adding too much in the way of thickness. And also, when it comes to Flyknit uppers on offer from Nike right now, this one's going to have probably the softest and most padded sensation, mainly because it's just the thickest overall. You're also going to find a unique element in the form of these Poron foam inserts in the actual texturing itself, mainly in this highlighted area across the top of the foot. It's kind of a striking element, but honestly, it's not something that I would say is super, super noticeable with this particular shoe. Lockdown, I would say, is a very strong element here, and this is now basically alongside the Tiempo. It's the only Flyknit model, full Flyknit model, I should say, that still utilizes Flywire cables, because we don't have it on the Phantom Vision, and we don't have it on the Mercurial line either the Vapor or Superfly. So you have Flywire cables that basically are the way that the lacing system attaches to the one-piece construction of this upper. They run through the upper itself into the base of the sole and really provide a tremendous amount of lockdown and general responsiveness without the shoe feeling overly stiff, because this upper feels very soft and gets even softer as you break them in. This is, of course, the low cut variation, which features a traditional low cut, unlike the Vapor 12 Elite, which is the other Flyknit low cut model on offer from Nike right now. I personally prefer this construction over what they did with that other one, but hey, that's just personal preference. You can get it as a mid as well. I prefer the low though. And then you have the firm ground stud pattern here that is not my personal favorite, but I don't mind it at all. Sole plate is nice and solid. Again, it's a very, very solid package overall. I've talked about this shoe many times on this channel at this point, so I don't want to go into too many details in this video. However, if you do want to learn more about the Phantom 3 Low, or you just want to see the shoes in action, I'm going to leave a little pop-up on screen to the playtest video that I made back when these first came out, where you get to basically learn everything there is to know about this particular model and the experience of wearing them. So if you want to learn more info, be sure to check out that video. So as you can see, I swapped out the stock light crimson orange laces that look fine, but I wanted to add a bit of an accent and help tie in that darker gray accent color. So you can see I swapped in some steel gray reflective SR4U replacement laces, which match the swoosh on either side of the heel, as well as the darker gray sole plate. I think it gives them a pretty cool look. And again, it just makes them that much more unique versus everybody else that has the same color. So if you are interested in a pair of replacement laces for yourself, the website to go to is www.sr4ulaces.com. There'll be a little pop-up on screen as well as a link down below in the description. So if you're interested in a pair, be sure to go ahead and check that out. On feet, I'm still of the opinion that the Phantom 3 Elite, specifically the low-cut variation, is one of the most comfortable knitted boots that money can buy. I know they've been out for a little while now, but they're still extremely comfortable. The sole plate has good flexibility to it, and the Flyknit upper just feels very, very soft from the get-go. There's pretty much no break-in time required, and because this is a low-cut version versus the mid-cut variation, it just feels very familiar. If you've worn any of the previous generation Hypervenom Phantom 1s or the Phantom 2 Low, which technically was called the Finish, this is going to feel immediately familiar to you in the heel area because it is pretty much the exact same construction. So comfort out of the box, I would say, is top notch for a pair of knitted boots, which is kind of what you would expect anyways. As far as the overall fit and width is concerned, this has slowly become one of the wider options within Nike's lineup. Definitely wider than Mercurials. I would even say that these are a touch wider than what you'll find from the Phantom Visions. Not quite as wide as Tiempos, but definitely very similar. The difference between these and Tiempos is these are not going to stretch quite as much, and the lockdown is very good because of the lacing system using these Flywire cables. Pull the lacing system tight, and it really does hold both sides of the upper while still maintaining the softness of that material. It doesn't add too much extra stiffness at all. You don't really feel the Flywire cables working, but they definitely are doing their job. So width-wise, as long as you don't have super wide feet, I think these will fit most people without any issues at all. As far as sizing is concerned, I'm wearing my usual size 9.5 US here, and fit and length is pretty much perfect. So if you are looking to order a pair of these for yourself, I would strongly recommend going true to size in order to achieve the best possible fit. So in conclusion, if it was good before, it's still good now, and that kind of sums up the Hypervenom Phantom 3 Elite. At one point, it was the newest, latest, and greatest boot from Nike that everyone was really hyped about. That's basically a year and a half ago now, and people aren't quite as hyped, but that does not mean that this is a bad shoe. It has not gotten worse over time. It has remained just as good. And in comparison to anything in Nike's current lineup or any top-end model out there right now, period, this is just as good as anything. So if you still like the Hypervenom Phantom 3, I can still highly recommend it because they are that good. Anyways, guys, that is it for my review. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to support it with a like. If you are interested in a pair of these for yourself, either the low or the mids, again, you can click the first link down below. That'll take you to the review page on my website where you'll find buy it now links with exclusive SR4U coupon codes where you'll be able to pick these up below their normal $250 retail price. If you have any questions, as always, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll do my best to get an answer out to you as soon as I possibly can. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. Other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching. I find these more comfortable than the Mercurial Vapor 12 Elites to a certain